Jai Hare Krishna Savarupa Jason.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna Vidaman Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, pranams.
So very welcome. So happy to see you here.
Okay, I am with you. We have a surprise live guest. So I heard sounds outside and I just went to see whether it was friend or foe. So here we are, friend. Okay, this meeting is live streamed. All right. So
Hare Krishna.
move over a little bit. Here is Jadu Gopal, and he's come to join us in our live morning program. So if you come a little closer to me, is good.
Right from Limerick.
From Limerick. Oh, you know all the news. Just see. He's a tall guy. Oh, yeah. We should swap chairs because I'm on a lower chair and I'm shorter. So now, anyhow, here we are. Maybe move the light a little bit. All right, we're try to sit in the film, in the picture. Okay. Wow, dear devotees, there's a surprise. And Jason, welcome. We've got Jason back after his adventures, and he's with us back in the USA, I do believe. So Jason, Sevā BBBC, and Leela Moy Prabhu with headphones on in the late at night as we are early in the morning, and Jivana Devirasi in the daylight still, and Dana in Florida or maybe Pennsylvania, which is quite possible, and she's sending some flowers and obeisances. Gangalila Didi and Chintamani Devirasi, and Roger Tompkins is with us. All right, so here we're beginning with our family that have joined us today on the Back to Basics. So I'll turn on also. Okay, I'm going to have to switch connections in a moment. So let us first of all begin with Om Gyanti Marandasya. Then, sorry, let us first begin with Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha to each other as we've gathered together. Om Gyan Timarandasya to Guru, and then Namo Mahavaranyaya to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let us begin with this. And in the meantime, I may be broken up because I need to switch connections. All right. So, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evasha Patitanam Avanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And Om Agyana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. And Praneshri did it, can just manage the microphone, so we've got a little echo coming. And Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurataje Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. We had an open microphone. All right, now, oh my goodness, I'm already on another connection. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
The sound is very good, Maharaj. Your sound. But now we froze. Did you switch?
Yes, I heard you say the sound is very, and then?
It was good, and now it's better.
Oh, okay. Anyway, hopefully we're going to do fine, and we switched so that we were able to watch, to see who is on Facebook at the same time. And as I open it up on Facebook, by the way, I see Sudarshan Prabhu, probably not live, but giving class in Salt Lake City. So Facebook does have some good points to it. Hare Krishna. All right, so dear devotees, we're here. And those of us who are present right now on Zoom and on Facebook, Michael Madhava, Jagamohini Devidasi, and Connie Jennings, who is Krishna.
Krishna
Connie
Kanta?
Jennings.
I'm not sure.
Maybe Krishna Kanta Devidasi, yes. Krishna Kanti Devidasi. Yes, I think so. With the flower and dandavats. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees. We're with Jadu Gopal Prabhu, who's come from Ireland, but his Ireland temple, there's a new temple in Ireland, but Jadu Gopal Prabhu has been here before. He's very much part of the Italy family as well as the Ireland family. And so he's a surprise guest. It's not often we have 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional devotees participating on this side of the world in the program. In Thailand, yes, it's a different time, but here in Italy, it's a little early. So we can take advantage of his presence also and put him on the spot for a question or two if you, it's going to make him nervous. But I could ask to Jadu Gopal Prabhu, he could give us just a little summary of Ireland, because actually, I'll give a summary. Okay, so I'll let Jadu Gopal Prabhu give a little summary of the Seva activities in Ireland, because service is all important, and we are all here in our service to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. So first of all, to our jais, our glories to Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. Ki Jai. To Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rokho, Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. Ki Jai. And of course to Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Ki Jai. And to the grandfather and Guru on Vishnupad, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Ki Jai. To all of our Rupa Nuga Guru. So Jadu Gopal Prabhu can start by giving a little introduction to the Ireland temple, because just in the last few years it's come from not much of a community to quite a community there of devotees. So the basics, Prabhu. And the camera is here and you can see the devotees.
Dandavats, everybody. Please excuse me, I'm not one for talking, but I'll have a go anyway. So, yeah, it started, you cannot mention Ireland Limerick Seva without first mentioning Gopeshwar Prabhu. So I joined or came in connection, say about 6 years ago, but it has been going on in Limerick for the last 10 years. And there was many devotees there when I came, and they've all dispersed, a lot of them, since. So I've been very fortunate to have their association at the very start. And they really did lead by example in their mood and their behavior. And, you know, it was just when I met them, I realized, yeah, there's something about this, and there's something about the people that I met that I appreciated, and I wanted some of that. I wanted to behave like that. I wanted to have these qualities. So, so from there, let's say 6 years, and we were renting community centers around the city, and music halls. And so generally we'd have programs on a Thursday night and Sunday morning. And that was it. And we'd meet during the week if we could, and have readings and so on, and just coffees and getting together and associating. So so now it's developed. Shyama Sham and Vijayananda have took the plunge, is not the word, but took the chance, an opportunity that has been presented to them, and they've really grasped onto. So they purchased property within the city, and it's perfect. It's perfect. It's right in the middle of the city. It would be near impossible to get it now, with prices and everything, and so on. So at that time, it was just a real blessing. It was very obvious from that it was really meant to be. So, but that's all still down to the work over the years from everybody that's been involved, not just who's there now. The foundations have come from the preaching in around the city, and there is many devotees around that area because of Gopeshwar and Nanda Krishna and Balabhadra, and these are devotees that were there previous. But now we have our own place, and we're no longer renting, so it's great. We can do seva. It gives everybody an opportunity, get involved, and it's steady. You know, we're not relying on somebody else. You know, in a sense. Well, we're always relying on someone else, but yeah. So it's nice to have some element of control. So now we have programs still on the Thursday and Sunday, but now we're introducing Tuesday programs, and we're meeting in the morning and doing arti. And it's just, there is a lot of new people coming. And that is a bit of a challenge, because we have to talk to them about Krishna consciousness. You know, it's like, what am I going to, you know, what am I going to say? So we just do the best that we can do. And thankfully, we have the backing, of course, of Madhusudana Maharaj and Vishakhi Didi, and we have their guidance and advice constantly. So we're not out and around. Just this. So that's it briefly, in a nutshell. And it's good, and long may it continue. And if anyone feels like coming to Ireland, please come. We'll be happy to see you. Hare Krishna.
You'll be invaded.
Yeah, good. So that's it.
And the place that they got in Ireland, it's in the city centre. I mean, really city centre. And Limerick, it's not a big town. You can, walk across Limerick in a few minutes. It's
20 minutes, yeah.
20 minutes, yeah, not so long. It's the west coast of Ireland, if you don't know where Limerick is. Anyway, it's the west coast of Ireland, and the place they got, it's the end of a block of a row, and so there's only one neighbor who, if they don't play the mridanga too loud, is quite happy with the singing, thankfully. But the mridanga, too much mridanga, we can understand from the neighbors. The boom, boom does kind of go through a little bit. So anyway, but really it was a special, at least felt like specially made, because you can make noise there, at least, within reasonable hours. And the other thing was how they got it so cheap was because it had been somewhat abandoned. And so they had to put a lot of work into it. And so the devotees, and Jadagopal Prabhu was one of the principal devotees because he's familiar with building codes, plumbing, wiring, and things like this. It was something that the project, a seva project of the devotees, to make it, not to say livable in, but worshipable in, livable by Krishna in, you can say. And the first thing they made was the temple room. They got the temple room ready, the temple room, the kitchen, bathroom, and then step by step. And now, although all of the house is very presentable and functional, and as a temple, it's been purchased for this very purpose. So just by purchasing the place, then that was also a unifying factor for devotees to come and participate and to contribute materials, contribute energy, etc. And by the way, when I'm remembering Jadagopal Prabhu, then we see that what should household devotees do? They should have an honest job for their livelihood. They should do their livelihood in a good way. And the devotees in Ireland, they're in the Limerick community, they all have jobs, they're working, they're doing something. And they're all doing something like responsible duty in the world. And it is thanks to Jadagopal Prabhu that the Limerick water supply reaches the homes of the people safely, and burst pipes are fixed, and he's the one who comes along. We're walking in the street in Limerick town, as we say, it's not very big. And then again and again, from a van, we hear calling, Hare Krishna, and it's Jadagopal driving on his way to fix some pipe somewhere. So very practical livelihood. And the others, a lot of them are engaged in some way or another in the medical side, medical supplies, medical administration, like that. So the honest job, we need to do something in the society, some honest job for the family maintenance and using that extra energy in service. And so 4 of them are here, 4 from Limerick are here now. 2 of these who are here, they were in India recently for various parikramas, means pilgrimages, and under the guidance of Vishaka Devidasi, who led them. And now is an opportunity. It is, if they only here for a few days, working man, he's got to go back on Sunday. The others are going back next Tuesday. They're able to have that time. But Jadagopal Prabhu is with us today, and it's an opportunity to ask him some question on the basics of devotional life. And he'll prefer you ask him a question and I ask him a question, I'm sure. So raise a hand if you have a question.
No hands.
Or inquiry. I mean, just we are here to share. That's one beauty of Limerick. That's one beauty of Limerick. One beauty of Zoom is that we can share with each other. And by the way, Chintamani Devidas is here. And I have to say that Vijayananda Prabhu and Saumya Sham Prabhu, who are here and who are on the pilgrimage, they were very appreciative. They named you in particularly, Chintamani Devidasi, like of your energetic doing good for others by distributing the word. So you left a very good impression with them. And yesterday evening, oh yes, okay, Pranesh, just in a moment as it comes in my mind. Yesterday evening, then we asked to Samisham and to Vijayananda Prabhu, we asked them, because they were in India, like what was the highlight of your pilgrimage? And actually I was very happy to hear their answer, because it was all about meeting the devotees, being with devotees, about hearing, and in the context of hearing, more and more about Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, who several of the devotees have had direct association service with. And this was their emphasis, and they hardly mentioned any place. It was only the association of the devotees, being with other devotees, and get the hearing of Gurudev from them. So that was actually very happy for me to hear. Their reply was this: because the purpose of pilgrimage is to meet with other devotees. It's for sadhu sangha, it's for association. And just like an ashram, building a center like they have in Limerick, like here in Italy, it's a place where we can come together, but we also, mostly devotees are living at home, so we can come together in our communities, but in a worldwide way, during the pilgrimages, we can come together with devotees from so many different places and backgrounds and experiences and share. And actually today, this is what we hope we can do, is share something of the association. And now we have here Jadu Gopal Prabhu, and we have one hand up. Oh, we have Roger. Roger's got a hand up.
Yes.
Praneshwari had her hand up as well.
Yes, Maharaj, but he's our guest. He goes first.
Okay, Roger, you're the guest. You come first. Please unmute your microphone. And if you've got a question or a comment, please do ask.
Oh, he got disconnected, Maharaj.
Yes, I noticed that earlier he was disconnected.
Yeah, yes, he has entered twice.
Okay, and to the devotees who've joined us, because some have joined us while, in the meantime. So to those of you who joined us, a big welcome. Dayal Nitai Prabhu, what a wonderful name. Dayal Nitai Prabhu. And Braja Sundari Devi Dasi, Suresh Krishna, Dr. Dan is with us. Priyanana with her fragrant flower is with us too. And Banda Rishon. Yes, Suresh Krishna, we saw you for a moment. And Prema Sindhu Prabhu in South Africa, where it is night. Then joined us also. So wonderful to have you all with us. Big welcome. And
Maharaj, Vanda is Raja Sundari. Because she's translating, she's doing simultaneous translation. She's recording herself actually. In Russian, she needs both devices.
Yes, no problem. Unrecognizable from the picture. Maybe she's put somebody else's picture as her own. Okay, sorry, Brother Sundari. So, Praneshwari, you had a question or an inquiry, a topic?
Yes, I wanted to ask, how do people react in Limerick when you go on Harinam? What do you recall of the first time that you went on Harinam? How do they react?
Harinam and the city?
Yes.
We haven't, to be honest, publicly. And I've done it only once, really. We had a retreat. We used to, we didn't. Suvastani, Didi in Wexford, she used to organize the retreat in Wicklow. And I had the opportunity to go on Sankirtan in Dublin. And yeah, it's just a different experience. So we're going again this Saturday in Lecco in Italy. But in the city, I'm very shy, honestly, been such a small parochial place, and I know it's something that I may get over in time or, develop this. But within the industry that I work and the people I work with, it would be not very beneficial for me to do so publicly within Limerick, I feel, personally. I know it would be, and there used to be a lot of kirtan in Limerick before. People from ISKCON used to come down. There's a lot of memories during the 80s. They used to be in the city centre chanting Hare Krishna. So a lot of people remember that. So it is a shame. Maybe it's something we do need to look at. Actually, I'm wrong. Now that I think about it, we did do Sankirtan, but it was in the park. And it was a cold day, so there was less people around, so that was okay. Vishaka Didi had insisted that we go out that day. And yeah, no, we have, now that I remember. Because just behind us inside the park where we were chanting, there was loads of kids on the roof, and they were all dancing away. It was fantastic. So yeah, no, it was nice. And it's just something, a hurdle I have in front of me to get over. Yeah, so yeah, it will develop more, hopefully.
It will for sure, and you will get a lot of inspiration when you go to Leko, because Maharaj always comments how those days that they go out on Harinam, it's very lively and people get interested and attracted. So
yes.
All blessings. Very good. Okay, I saw Roger coming in and he was disconnected again. He's having issues with his...
2 or 3 times more.
Yes.
But Priyanana has a hand, a digital hand showing. Would you like to open your microphone, Priyanana? BBBC?
Dandavat.
Oh, it's the middle of the night. It's also, that's why you're speaking softly, so you don't wake up the Hare Krishnas who should be awake by now. Okay.
Okay. Happy to see you, and yes. I mean, everyone. And still, after our London Skype was dissipated, not London Skype, since that time also haven't seen Jadu Gopal in person. And I have a bit of practical question, or maybe it is sad or not so sad, maybe funny. Okay, so sometimes after acting like a Vaishnava, I mean, like, you have to be humble and tolerate yourself and other people. Then, like, what to do with the feelings that left inside? I mean, that's why acting has double meaning here. Like, you may be like outwardly like polite and trying to be humble, but then maybe some feelings are still there, like toward those people and so on. Like how to adjust, how to, be Vaishnava, not just outwardly, but inwardly too, so to say. Not just from outside, but feel the same inside as you like show or try to practice.
Okay, this question is for Jadu Gopal Prabhu, right? So now you have a big question.
That's a real question. Well, I found that, okay, from my own experience, whatever I may be thinking about somebody else, I won't ignore it. It's not something. So it's something within me that I can see needs to be looked at. Because a lot of the time, I've heard it said, if I can see something in somebody, I obviously have it myself. So it's something in me that may have to be looked at on a practical level. But that's something for self-analysis. But there is also the side of it, whereas we can't get on with everybody. Really, you have to be practical that way. You're not going to click with everybody. You're going to have clashes of energy. So it's just an awareness of your own energy. So some of us can be sensitive, some of us not so much. So we're just having an awareness of our own internal work, just as long as it doesn't get malicious. Because ultimately it's our inner intention that counts, or within our heart, we don't want to hurt, I don't want to hurt anyone. So my intention is not to be bad to that person. And the fact that if I'm looking and thinking, badly about this person, the fact that I can see that I'm thinking badly about that person, that problem is not going to be there for much longer because I can see what the problem is. I can see that I have a problem with that person. Now, if I was angry and fighting with that person, that's different. But the fact that I can see that I have a problem, it's no longer a problem when you can see the problem because you can do something about it. So it's, and sometimes it's just been a way, like I find that I can get myself in a muddle sometimes when I am around someone. And if I find that there's a particular person that I can't gel with so well, I keep my speech when I'm around them to a minimum. So what we do say matters. And it helps. It's not to add to the fire that might be there, or a little. So it's, so like we know, like from the little time that I have come in connection with Krishna consciousness, the most practical advice that stays with me, because I am a practical person, is to harmonize your environment. But to do so, we have to, it's self-analysis. You know, we have to analyze what it is that's in me that's triggering this, because it's stuff from our own past, you know, that's triggering this reaction we may be having with a particular individual. So it's all about our outlook, you know, how we see things. And I have overcome some of these situations, and they are very rewarding. You know, it's like in one, you know, practicing Srinadu Sunicca, and it means so much when you're in these particular positions, you know, practicing these practical instructions that we're encouraged to do from the books of Gurudev, from the books of Guru Maharaj. So these are practicalities that I've picked up because I like to keep things as simple as possible. And these instructions they don't get much easier than self-analysis and giving honor to others, you know. So I don't know if that's enough. That's all I have, Brianna, and it's great to hear from you again.
Thank you.
And I can just add a little tip, and that is that tip that we hear that Srila Guru Maharaj arranged, and we saw that Srila Gurudev arranged, and that we arranged on his behalf. And the Ishtagoshti, or the coming together of the devotees, it became known as Ishtagoshti, but it's the coming together of the devotees, and where there is any friction between two devotees, then Guru Maharaj and Gurudev would have them praise each other. He would make them, okay, now you point out the good qualities in that other person. So internally, it is good for us to internally to see all the good points of such and such devotee or such and such devotee, and not look at the part which may be irritating us, clashing with our own personality, but to see if we know some service that they have done, service they are doing, or capacity that they have, anything which is a good quality, we need to look at that, because everybody has a good quality. Every prisoner, everybody in jail, they do have a good quality inside. And so we want to look at that. And
thank you, Maharaj.
I saw the chats in the chat box, by the way. It's good to see. Yes, so Connie Jennings is Krishna Latte Devidasi. Please excuse us. I don't always remember everybody's other name. So, Krishna Latte Devi, very welcome, of course. And Ganga Leela, who was on yes, she was on the parikrama too. And she also mentions Evie and Ross from Limerick. And Evie is back in Ireland, and Ross is still traveling in India. And I also asked about what happened about Evie and Ross. And so I was very happy to hear that Evie is continuing, and Ross is continuing back in Ireland, and Ross is traveling. When is Ross coming back to Ireland?
Very soon.
Oh, very soon. Okay. Maybe we can get him to wait. Oh, it's even an hour earlier in Ireland. I'm not sure we're going to get a live back-to-back the basics with Ross and Evie from Ireland.
I actually heard from Ross, he is taking harmonium lessons in Rishikesh. So he can take on some more sevā.
Harmonium lessons in Rishikesh. Rishikesh has everything that you could possibly want, except I don't know how much Krishna consciousness, unfortunately. Rishikesh.
Yeah, he said people want yoga pants there. That's kind of the most popular thing, but apparently harmonium lessons, that's a good thing. That's what I heard. And I also heard that Evie wanted to get initiated by you.
Wow.
Swami Madhusudana Maharaj.
Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what will be. But we're here to encourage every sincere person. I mean, this is why we're here. We're here to encourage everyone in service to our masters. So let everybody chant Hare Krishna, and those who have some internal, strong desire, then one by one we can take a look. We can see what is the wish of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj for them. So we must give encouragement happily to all. And Chintamani, saying the devotees are so kind. Bless Prabhu's Vijayananda and Saumya Sham. Vishakha Didi is merciful to engage my loud, arrogant, obnoxious, I can't read this, nature in seva. Okay, this is humility being expressed. This is sweet humility being expressed. And Praneshwari, question for Jadu Gopal Prabhu. I should read these first before, I should read them first before I read them aloud, shouldn't I? Have you ever done a mistake or something bad in your devotional life? Oh my goodness. Oh, this is from Indulekha.
Our Russian.
What a question, Indulekha Devidam. I have a story, but not, okay, Jadu Gopal, this is a question for you, not for me. Okay, here you are.
I don't know how to answer that. Is that Indulekha that had visited us in Limerick?
Ah, yes,
Yes.
Indulekha, who was doing the video
Yes,
during the
yes,
fire
very
yajna,
nice.
the second initiation.
It was great to have her in Limerick. Fantastic, very inspiring.
And she's on Facebook here. Ah, I see, you've copied from Facebook. She's put a question on Facebook. Well done, Praneshwari, that you're on the ball, keeping your eye on the Facebook too. And to Gaurangi Devidasi also, who's joined us, and to Kirti Karamba, to Kelly Kadamba Nana Devidasi. Welcome all the way from Australia. And others who I can't see on Facebook, so I only see some for some reason. But to all of you, yes, so this is Indulekha's question. Have you thought of an answer? That's a naughty question, by the way,
Yeah.
Indulekha.
No, like when I think of when we say doing something bad in devotional life, I find that everybody's really encouraging. I find personally, so there is no real bad act I have done, but I have found, like Priyanana was saying, my mind, how that behaves. It's the non-control of it, accepting that, and learning to be, I suppose, not so harsh on myself. It's okay to make mistakes. It doesn't. You got to learn. You got to learn from every situation. There's nothing we're going to be perfect at in this world, I feel. So the most important thing for me, I find when I get the opportunity now, certainly more so this year, it's awakened that if I get the opportunity to spend more time with more Vaishnavas and devotees and so on, I find that really beneficial and inspiring. So I don't have no drastic imprisonment mistake or
touch wood.
Touch wood. So yeah, I don't even know if that's an answer, but that's all I can think of.
I have a little answer here, which is a second-hand answer, but something which impressed me, and that was, everyone makes mistakes, and one of the devotees, so this is going back a few years, one of the devotees on the veranda team, so please don't even think who the devotee is or anything, but one of the devotees on the veranda team means the devotees who were looking after Gurudev in so many ways, helping to look after Gurudev. And so one of the devotees who was there and was accepted by Gurudev in his personal service of looking after him, this, that, and the other on the veranda, they did do something wrong. And one thing with the devotees is they generally get caught, which I think is Krishna's arrangement to make everybody humble and catch the fault in the bud, as it were. Anyway, one of our sweet devotees did something wrong and got caught. I mean, did something wrong, and somehow it came out in the open because of the circumstance. I know all the circumstance, everything, but what impressed me was that devotee then, so much distress, crying, not for, I'm going to get a bad reputation, a bad name, and for themselves, but the first thing was, does that mean now I lose my seva to Gurudev? The attachment to the seva to Gurudev, I lose my seva by having done this and getting caught. Then, that was the first reaction, and that impressed me. I mean, really, genuinely, it wasn't about, okay, yes, I've done wrong, I'm caught. I mean, I've done wrong, but it was to lose the seva connection, and how much treasured was that connection to have some seva to Gurudev, and then completely fearful, now I'll be rejected by Gurudev. But I have to say, I mean, Gurudev, he's so sweet and wonderful that he did not reject and did not send away, but he's got his glance. His glance can purify us through, whether you say guilty conscience or what it is, but his glance can purify us, as we don't want to displease our very guardians, I mean, the very root of our good fortune. So that came to mind because that's a kind of an obvious case where something bad happened. But what we can all learn from it, that yes, we don't want to jeopardize our seva connection. And seva connection is coming by grace, faith, that we recognize Bhagavad Gita, Krishna consciousness, the devotees, Krishna, Mahaprabhu. This means some faith has come to us, and this is also coming to us by the grace of the Lord through the devotees. So we've mentioned previously in Back to Basics that there are listed 2 things we must always be fearful of, however perfect we may think we are or imperfect, but 2 things to be fearful of for as long as we are in this material body, this material world. One is that we lose our faith. We lose our faith. The devotees will be very careful about that and not do things to jeopardize that faith. And the second, it will be swallowed up by Maya. Maya, don't challenge Maya, don't play with fire. Maya, she is a servant of the Lord, but really she has her duty to keep us on the track with a bit of a stick in her hand sometimes. But we must be very careful not to be swallowed by Maya. And in Sri Prapana Jivanamrita, there Srila Guru Maharaj says that, is it Prapana? I'm pretty sure it is. Anyhow, Guru Maharaj quotes a sloka, and then he says that anything tendency, the bad tendency, the wrong things that come in us, we should uproot it at the beginning stage. If you let it take root and nourish that, then later on, very difficult or almost impossible, but very difficult to remove that because the roots take firm hold, etc. So just as we are to do, we have to nourish the bhakti lata bija and not the other bijas, the other seeds which are growing in the garden along with the creeper of devotion. So that was just a thought from me, that really savor is all in all, and we don't want to put in danger our savor connection. We don't want to lose the grace of the Vaishnavas, and especially those Vaishnavas who are giving us our everything, the special Vaishnavas, the Guru, Vaishnava, Guru, Nityananda, Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Sure. Some long quote came from Seva. Nip it in the bud. Yes, Ganga Lila saying nip it in. And I'm not sure if Roger returned, but perhaps next week Roger can be at a better connection. Or are you in a better connection now? I'm not sure.
Hi, I could try one time if you don't mind to see if it'll connect.
Okay, Roger, yes, please do so.
Roundabouts, everyone. Thank you. My question, I've been exposed, I first learned about Krishna consciousness in about 2020, and I've been pursuing it since then. Not totally steadily, but slowly chanting more and more since then. And currently now I'm trying to chant 16 rounds a day. And it seems to be going pretty well right now, but I know sometimes I have weeks or days where it's much more of a struggle. And sometimes I'm feeling that I'm maybe fighting a little too much to get it done, and my mood is not what ideally it should be while I'm chanting. And so I was wondering if you could help me determine if there's maybe some other metric for me to maybe to determine how many rounds is appropriate for me to be trying to chant at this phase in my pursuit of bhakti. Like if there's maybe something I can notice happening mentally or physically. Sometimes I'm physically uncomfortable. There's just different issues, but yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Yes, Roger, it does make sense. And that you are trying to do this, it is a very good indication because you are taking seriously the advices of our masters, and all of our masters, by the way, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Sri Rama, Srila Govindama said, it is good to chant 16 rounds a day and there is no upper limit. But Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sri Rama and Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, they both gave some opportunity for those days when we really can't chant 16 rounds. He said at least a minimum of 4 rounds. But that doesn't mean that is the standard. It is only 4 rounds. But you know the nature of the material mind, the nature of the material world. You know, we tend to look for a way out to do things easier. But it is very good that you are trying to do nicely, as our Guru Maharajs all say, that it is good to chant 16 rounds or more per day. But we are also realistic, and we are, especially in the beginning, trying to control the mind, to bring the mind to be conscious of Krishna. So we're not trying to be conscious of just numbers, but we are trying to be Krishna conscious. And so when Haridas Thakur, when he's chanting the holy name, it is apparently looking like, oh, he's chanting 300,000 holy names. But he's chanting with enthusiasm, with confidence, with love, with everything, those names. And there's only one Haridas Thakur really too. And Mahaprabhu, he said that. It's recorded there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that he was like the perfect example of someone who practices perfectly the constant chanting of the holy name, with attention, without offense, all of these things. And he preaches, he's not doing for himself. This is his very nature, and he's distributing that. And so he's exceptional case, and we don't imitate that, but we've got the guidance, which is good for us. And we'll try to keep the mind under control. What is meditate? Meditate means you're drawing the mind back from wandering off, thinking about whatever the current thing the mind wants to chew on is, and that can get so much wonderful things to chew on. If you want to read the news every day and watch all the gossip on the different social media, your mind has unlimited places to get things to think about, rather than Krishna, rather than glorifying devotees, rather than glorifying the pastimes, remembering the pastimes of the Lord. So do your best, and I can recommend that you read, reread, as we do also, especially one book of Srila Guru Maharaj, and it is called Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful. And it really is a wonderful book for everyone, always. It's a great inspiration, and about the quality, what we should think, very good advices for us. And that book, if you read slowly, and any book you read, our devotional books, you give honor to the book, honor to the author, and read as though you are there with them as they're presenting this to us. They're telling us, they're teaching us, they're transmitting to us, they're not giving an essay. And that I can recommend very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. And well, you must already be doing this. Try to set some time aside, that this is the time. And for me, and for generally, we hope for us, the devotees, that's generally early in the morning. Try to start your day in a good way. In India, I heard for the first time some expression which is morning shows the day. And we heard that from Gurudev. And if we can start our day in a good way, it'll help throughout the day. So
okay, thank you for your answer.
And thank you for the internet, for keeping your connection stable. We saw you having a little difficulty connecting. Hare Krishna. And Indulekha is here. She's just joined us on Zoom, as well as on Facebook. Maybe she's listening in stereo. Here's Indulekha. And she's the witness to the fire yagya for the second initiations of Jadu Gopalpu and other devotees there in Ireland. And she not only witnessed, she was the third eye, holding the eye of the camera. And I understand that she almost finished that video. So we look forward to seeing that and sharing it, so you can all witness a little bit of that day. Indulekha Devidasi. Oh, here's Paramanandaru too, hiding in his car somewhere in Japan. So Paramanandaru, welcome. Indulekha Devidasi, welcome. Lynn, welcome. Anybody we've not personally welcomed, welcome to you all. Indulekha Devi, would you like to say a few words as you've joined us?
Dandava, can you hear me?
Yes,
Perfectly.
but you could speak a little louder, or a little closer to the microphone or something. Yes.
I was thinking about Priyananda Diri's question on that theme, about when you start thinking something like bad about another person. And then I have a trick that I use sometimes, and I call it like a it's like guerrilla ishtagashti. It's when I when I come up myself to other devotees, because it would be weird for me to say to that person that I have trouble with, let's talk good about each other. So I don't do that, but instead I go to other devotees and I ask them to tell me good things about that devotee, and they start going off about that devotee, and after that, like it's really hard to be mad at them. So
Jai.
Thank you.
Very good tip.
right.
So this is a living life contribution. Much appreciated. Okay, and? Would you like to contribute something else?
Well, it's kind of strange, but I can. About doing something like bad, I thought when I did something bad, I thought that I should keep record of all the like bad things I've done so that I don't forget them.
Oh.
Because with time, you know, your memory, it tends to like blur things out, and then you start thinking, oh, maybe it was not so bad, it was okay, and I was actually right, and blah blah blah. So I think I should keep track of all the bad things I've done, and then when I have a thought of like like sliding off on the sadhana or principles, or thinking maybe I'm advanced now, so I don't really have to follow that, I should go back to that list and read that so I know who I actually am.
Jai. More life tips. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And really, we have to keep our feet on the ground. We may go through a good spell when we don't think of bad, don't think, oh, we're doing anything bad for the time being. But this world, it's like a wave. We can be enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness and then be unenthusiastic. Be enthusiastic and unenthusiastic. It's told already by none other than Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So we must be aware that when we do feel devotional life is going smoothly or something, be careful. It doesn't mean that, oh, we're out of the mud, just that we managed to stand on some stepping stones for a little while. We can have our feet in the mud again very easily. Good points, much appreciated. And maybe Priyanana Devidasi herself has a couple of tips. She's turned on her video and she's put down the flower and turned on the video. So maybe she's here to give a contribution to.
Well, actually, happy to see Vileka too. And this, your tip reminds me of like keeping a diary. Somehow it's the same. And just recently I read something from like a year ago. And I thought, oh my God, nothing changes. It's kind of the same thing. Well, supposed to give some inspiration, I guess. Yeah, just funny. But then you understand, like, oh, okay, actually, like, if it's like this, then just, yeah, really makes you feel some soil under your feet. Yes. Yeah, actually, I know that when you serve somebody, maybe with whom you're not in such a good relations, even like, I don't know if this person can notice it or not, I think this should help. And people did this to me, and I understand that like momentarily there is some relief inside when you see like that person wants to serve you, to do something for you. I mean, not in egoistic sense, but really it helps. And I think there is nothing more I can add. And I think it takes very big inner courage to like to talk to someone like directly and to discuss and try to follow the Vaishnava principles during this talk. And even if it's not successful, the attempt itself is super, like at least you tried, and really it takes courage. So thank you everyone for the advice.
Jai. Yes. And Sevā Devidasi has given a quote in the box on the right-hand side. And, a question for, oh my goodness, we have a flow. We have a question from Jagamohini also.
Actually, Maharaj, my mistake is not a question, is a comment to Jadugopal. But let's go first with Sevā. Sevā, can you please read your quote? Skip the Sanskrit, okay?
When I copied and paste, it didn't come out so correctly on the Sanskrit, but I can try. It was just basically the appreciation for us always in association. So it is from Heart and Halo, Journey to the Center, page 24, and in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's quoted. I'm going to try. Satam prasangam mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana kata taj jasanat asva parvarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramisyati. Okay, so it's from the Srimad Bhagavatam 3:25-25, which when translated means, in the association of pure devotees, discussions about me are very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. Such talks, which are full of spiritual potency, are a source of sweetness, and by such cultivation, the path of liberation from worldly life quickly opens. Then gradually one attains firm faith, which in due course develops into taste and then real love for me. And I know we're kind of out of time and there was so much to say. And I think my question that still hangs over me is how to work through my mountains of ego and how to tolerate yourself. I think you were saying, Jadugopal Prabhu, that, how you, I think it does become easier, but it's still a battle how to tolerate myself. And I think also just a small contribution, it is, today I think we also have Shyamananda Prabhu, the Parents' Day, Shyamananda Prabhu, on our website, on our calendar.
Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. I hadn't noticed yet. Yes, I'll see.
Hare Krishna.
But now a little late to talk about Shyamananda. Oh my goodness. So everybody do some homework about Shyamananda Prabhu. And in the meantime, because as also you pointed out, Sevā Devidasi keeping us on our toes, that the time is running by. But yes, Jagamohini Devidasi, she is written for Jadugopal Prabhu. I would like to offer my obeisances, Jadugopal, and all the Irish devotees. I knew Gopeshwar Prabhu many years ago, like 50 years ago, when he was a brahmachari. Then I saw him in India a few years back. I offer my obeisances to you all. One of my grandfathers, a separate paragraph probably, one of my grandfathers was from the Limerick area. Well, Jagamohini Didi, wonderful. And I think that within 1 week or almost the same time, within days practically, as far as I understand, Gopeshwar Prabhu and Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj, they both joined at the same time, and they were together doing collection in the very early time, doing seva together. So yes, Gopeshwar Prabhu continuing there steadily for many years now. And Limerick is a sweet place. It's becoming sweeter by the increasing number of devotees, for sure. And Jeevanadevadasi, please excuse this week. Jeevanadiri, we are going to run over time happily. Please, a few words. We should have asked really from early on, but somehow our conversations, our chatting has been going around. Jeevana, we can't leave without hearing some good advice from you, kindly, for us all.
So much beautiful advice from all the devotees. And it's very wonderful to see Yadu Gopal here, because what he was saying, and actually Indulekha was also saying, and Priyananda, it's just resonating with what we were just reading recently with David Key and Varanga in Revealed Truth, chapter 17. Speaking, one thing that Gurudev was saying was like what they're saying is self-analysis. In fact, specifically about ego, he was saying what will help us very much is self-realization, to meditate, to think about where we have some ego and how to correct it. That was one of the things he was saying. He was saying so many amazing things, just like Madhusudana Maharaj always says, whatever book you're reading, it's like the best thing you ever read. But that chapter 17 of Revealed Truth is amazing. It's about ego and envy, and has a lot to do also what Yadu Gopal was saying about how he liked the devotees, and he felt like he had some really good association. That's, of course, one of the most main things that Gurudev will emphasize. If you can have some good association and then notice how do they live their lives, how are they practicing, what are they doing, that is so helpful for us. So I just as they were speaking, I was thinking, wow, I just was reading that last night. I have to go back and read it again because it's super helpful.
Chapter
really,
17.
Revealed Truth.
All right.
That's amazing. And it's like, you know, you'll be reading something and then you'll think, well, how am I going to do that? And practically the next paragraph, Gurudev saying that the way that you can address this is you can try this and do that. It's almost like he's just like how you were saying that when you read these books, you feel like you're getting their association. You feel like they're like, how did they know I was thinking like that? And I was wondering about that. So just to let you know that, because yeah, you all know these things already, but just can't hear enough. Srila Prabhupada used to tell us that you cannot hear enough, that you know, the amount of hearing that you can do will never be enough. You have to hear all the time. So, because it gets dusty and then you undust it again. So that book is like that.
Well, I'm going to hear chapter 17. You've sold me. I'm going to have this, but I'm going to hear it in service mood. Say, yes, what is here? Because we can.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I would be so excited to hear something from you about that also.
So is this the foundation of the next back to basics? We can
exactly.
also, okay, if anyone would like to do some, not homework, some home nourishment, then we can all read chapter 17. I also will read chapter 17. Okay, I'll make sure you read, you make sure I read chapter 17.
It sounds like you've all read it from what I could hear in today's discussion. It sounds like you all have been really in touch with it, but that will be wonderful, Maharaj.
All right, and in the chat box, we have, by Pranashree's grace, she's given the link there to the PDF version, which is completely readable on the phones and on the tablets and computer of the Revealed Truth. So let us keep a note for the next Back to Basics. We'll start with chapter 17, some reflection, something that, some contributions from you, from your thoughts on that chapter. And really, I am eager to go back, and obviously we've read it before, but I know it's the best chapter ever. So I'm going to read it again.
And also, Maharaj, you recommended a book to Roger.
Oh, yes.
What was the book, Maharaj?
Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful.
So
and it
Roger,
is in
chat. Yes, check the chat because you have both links there. Both are very good. And Maharaj, I know we ran out of time, but Paramananda Prabhu is here. So please, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. With
and
Paramananda Prabhu.
Ganga Leela is here, and Prafulla Krishna is here. So many good devotees. Prema Sindhu Prabhu is here. But yes, definitely, Paramananda Prabhu. And we haven't, oh yes, okay, no, I won't elongate things more. Paramananda Prabhu, please, all the time that you like, no time limit.
No, I don't want to say anything from me, except that I'm very happy to see Yadu Gopal by your side. Haven't seen him. Well, I haven't seen him physically yet, but I haven't seen him. I used to see him every week, and really sweet memories of all the Irish devotees gathering. And also Prafulla Krishna Prabhu, whom we're seeing very rarely, and I saw him last time a very long time ago. And I hope he can make it this time to Thailand. And I'm not going to say much for myself, but if you allow me, I will read Srila Guru Maharaj's words, and then we can conclude our gathering.
Please do so, please, Prabhu. We are all ears to hear.
And it is from, I think it's the Golden Volcano, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Golden Volcano of Divine Love. And here's Guru Maharaj is saying, and the chapter is, the title of the chapter is Krishna is not a sweet bowl. We must be prepared for any unfavorable circumstances, but we must not be discouraged. Krishna is most affectionate. His care towards us is the most acute and sincere. His affection towards us has no rival. Still, Sriman Mahaprabhu has given us a warning in this verse. You are coming to search after Krishna. Krishna is not a sweet bowl from the market that you can purchase and finish so easily. You are trying to attain the highest of the high, so you must be prepared for anything. So these are Guru Maharaj's words from the Golden Volcano of Divine Love. And I think it's a good ending of today's meeting, Maharaj.
Right, and the high is so easy to hear, highest of the high. But again and again, you see Guru Maharaj explaining this is the highest of the high. Out of all of those devotees, everybody is a devotee in Vaikuntha. Out of all of those, what is Krishna consciousness? And then within that department of Krishna consciousness, then all the different rasas and mellows, the stages. And really, Krishna consciousness is highest of the high. So let us all take this seriously, take our devotional practices seriously, do our best. And it is so, somehow or another, what we think is very much known by those who are expert in consciousness. So let us take their advices. We can't be pretenders. We must be real-ers, whatever the opposite of a pretender is. We want to be a real-er instead of a pretender, and to nicely follow the tips that have been given to us, which of course now we can start a whole new theme about what are those tips. But we'll have to wait for another back to basic. All right, so we are in association of the devotees from Ireland here. And today, 2 more devotees are coming, which they're coming by car, driving down from Germany, arriving today. So every day is a festival in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math for those who participate. And every day is a festival in Vila Govinda. And in your homes, by the way, and wherever you are, it is a festival. if we can participate in the mood of our Guru Maharaj and our Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. That is Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. So let us make our own hearts have a festival every day in the association of devotees, the scriptures, the holy name, and some Hari Katha, some singing, and some prasadam. I'm sure you can all do that today. Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sandha Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. And all the Shri Sannyas Varga ki Jai. And all the worldwide and universe-wide devotees ki Jai. And may all of the devotees we cannot see, but who can see us, may they all give their grace, may they help our devotional life and help remove the obstacles which are always coming in front of us, that big mountain of ego and so many things which are there. All right, in appreciation of each one of you individually, your questions, contributions, your presence, and Prafulla Krishna, next time, join us a little earlier in the program and we can have some direct association with you through your words too, because we love to hear some words from the heart from Prafulla Krishna. We're booking you for the next program. Jai. To each of you one by one. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. And of course, for our special and surprise guest when I'm here, I'm thinking, because, you know, there are people who have night duty and go around people's homes, you know, everywhere in the world. And I was wondering, is this a thief? I'm hearing steps. I'm even a bit cautious to go through because I could hear some sound. And it's not a thief, it's Jadagopal Prabhu. So we appreciate very much and everything you've contributed.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai. And last but not least, Dandavat Pranams from Rasananda Prabhu from Moscow, young Rasananda.
Young Rasananda Prabhu. Okay, young Rasananda Prabhu. Dandavat and to all the devotees. And Mukunda joined us a little later on somewhere, and Mukunda sending some words of appreciation. We appreciate your presence, Prabhu, also, and to each of you. Have a good few days in service. Remember, make a note. Chapter 17, Revealed Truth. We'll start from here next week. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. So refreshing and so beautiful to see how the devotees get inspired. And Jadugopal's visit is just to be close to Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, just to be close to the devotees in Gita Govinda. It's so important. Sadhu Sangha is the best gift, and we have to protect it. We have to keep it dear, dear, dear in our heart. Priyanana, Dayalita, Paramananda Prabhu Premasindu, Amadura Vasini, Seva Rupa, Jason, and Dana Kay, who is always so sweet and so attentive. She's very punctual. She's always here on the spot. So very nice. And Roger, I didn't meet you before, but it's so good that you were here. And you have 2 books. Try to continue coming live, because the nourishing part is always rolling, always constant. Hare Krishna. Dandavats, everyone.